Hi, Flosstube. It's Rachel, the Pacific Coast Stitcher. It is wonderful to be back with you. It is December 22nd, 2024. We are a couple days away from Christmas. I thought I would hop on and show you all of the stitching that I have been working on. Just do a quick little catch-up session with you all before Christmas. And then I'll come back 2 weeks later and tell you about my stitching through the new year. Today, I'm going to go over a couple questions that some of you have left in the comments. We are going to talk about finishes. We are going to talk about whips and new starts. I have a few new starts. And then we'll go through some haul plans. We always have plans. I feel like I have to deliver plans to you guys. I have to share plans with you. But whether I actually stick to them or not, you know, we allow some flexibility there. And then I would like to announce the winner of our giveaway. First, I want to thank you so much for those of you that have previously watched my videos and have come back for a little bit more. It is great to see you again. It is great to have some time with you. For those of you that are new here, welcome. I'm excited to have you join our little community, and I hope that you see something that you like. Please feel free to like and subscribe this video. I really enjoy reading your comments, so at any point, if you have any questions, please leave those in the comments, any feedback. I just love interacting with all the viewers in this way. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So 2 questions that I wanted to touch on. The first one is from Cindy Rogers, 6019. She asked me a question about cinnamon stars. She wanted to know which fabric I was stitching on. I am not stitching on the called for fabric. I decided to go with 32 count Lugana in the color Vintage Country Mocha. I'm pretty comfortable with 32 count right now, so that is what I went with, and I think the colors go beautifully with that fabric choice. Second question that I wanted to answer is from Denise Lap 9018. Thank you so much for leaving your comment. You did say that you are getting the itch to stitch all of the Primrose Cottage patterns. You are not alone. I am right there with you. I actually thought I would have had more stitching done on their holiday patterns than I do, but I got distracted with some things. So we'll talk about that. But Denise left the comment that she would love to see my mom on a floss tube since she is a stitcher as well. Good news. My mom is coming to visit me here in Las Vegas towards the end of January. So I will do everything I can to get her to film with me. She is a beautiful stitcher. I think I've commented before how beautiful her finishing is. I think it'd be a lot of fun to have her sit in and show you what she is currently working on as well. And speaking of my mom, let's start right with the finishes. So I don't have any FFOs to share with you today. I have a stack of FFOing that needs to be done, and I had every intention of at least doing a couple things before this next video, but time has just been flying by. I think you guys will all agree. This holiday season it's like a blink of an eye. We've been doing a little bit of traveling, and when I travel, I find it a little bit harder to get the FFOing in. So I'm planning to do one full day of FFOing between Christmas and New Year's, and we can see what I can knock out. So with that, I don't have any previous finishes either, but what I wanted to do is show you something that was gifted to me since we were talking about my mom. We'll go back to that, and then I have one finished stitch. So let me hold this up first, and I will read. So my mom gifted John and I for our wedding. She just gave it to me a couple days ago, a cross stitch, and it is so beautiful. It is so us, and the colors are so me. My mom definitely knows us well, and this, believe it or not, is the first framed finish that I have for my mom. She's made me a couple smalls, little pillows, but John's gonna put in little pillows. But this was a wedding gift, and it is I don't know if it's officially called a wedding sampler or not, but I'm gonna hold it up here, and then we will go to the table camera. But this here, I'm just gonna show it like this, and then we'll do a little close-up of it as well. But this is Our Hearts, and it is designed by Brenda Gervais. It is stitched. She stitched it on 27 count Linda fabric using all the called for floss. So let's take a closer look at this. This is absolutely beautiful. And the frame, you'll get a close up of the frame as well. I'm not sure. I meant to ask her what stitches these are. These are definitely a specialty stitch. I like the texture that it adds to the finished piece versus just traditional cross stitch all the way. It looks like the centers of these are that specialty stitch as well. So beautiful. Right there you have the man, the woman, JB and RJ, our initials. Mhm. The saying at the bottom is really, truly the core of John and I. Your heart and mine are very old friends. And then our wedding date, October 17th, 2024. For those of you that have watched some of my earlier or very first floss tubes, that John and I were reconnected after 28 years of knowing each other, 24 years of knowing each other. And so this saying is absolutely us because we were best friends when we met. So I thought you would enjoy seeing this fully finished by my mom. Beautiful gift. I'm going to hang it in my craft room, of course. And what else can I tell you about this? It says stitched by mom. She filled out one of the little note cards and she started it. She busted this out pretty quickly, guys. October 29th, 2024, and she finished it less than a month later, November 23rd, 2004. So beautiful framing, beautiful stitched piece. Mom, thank you so much. If I have pictures of when she gave it to us, we will insert some of those in so you guys can see. My next finished stitch is by the Primrose Cottage stitches, right? Primrose Cottage. Yes. They by Lindsay. This was the free pattern Friday for December, cocoa and cookies. And you can see here, it actually ended up being a lot more stitching than I thought it would be. I did stitch it on the called for fabric, which was 32 count. And I used the called for floss. And yeah, I really enjoyed stitching it. It's super fun. It's way cuter stitched up than what we see in the pattern. And even when the girls show it on their floss tube, it's cute, but seeing it stitched up with the colors just live and in person, absolutely gorgeous. So I had fun stitching this one. In my haul, you will see I bought the finishing kit, so that will get added to my finishing pile when I decide to get those finishes in later this month. Excellent. That's what I have to show you as far as finishes, previous finishes, FFOs, short and sweet today. And let's move forward. So we are going to go into whips and new starts. I was not as productive with my stitching as I had hoped to be, but I did get some work done. Now, I did not touch any of my whips from last year. Now, I still want to. I know Christmas is almost over, but I just started my Christmas stitching because I like to stitch in season. So I've really only been stitching Christmas for about 2 weeks. So I'm going to carry those over into January. And right before I started filming, what I think I decided I would do is I would pull, because there was 5 Christmas whips. I'm going to, for 1 week, pull 1 whip and stitch on that Monday through Friday. And then Saturday, Sunday, I will stitch on some other things that I have going on. Sorry, I jumped ahead to plan. But let me go ahead and show you because I know some of you commented how you would love to see me stitch more on some of those whips that have carried over. And I absolutely do because pulling them out reminded me how much I love them. So let's go with what whips I did stitch on and what new starts I did start. So first one whip that you had seen before that I continued to work on is by Sweet Wings Studio in Advent Prayer. And this pattern is part of Sweet Wing Studio's Patreon. It is a stitch along that I was right on point with, and then life happened, and now I'm a little bit behind. But I still wanted to show you I got some more stitching in, and the precious baby born that night came to bring the world a light. These are the 3 colors that I'm using, and I know I mentioned them in my last video. I will also, when I finish this, I will put them in Instagram, what colors I used. They are a fancy floss, so there's some good variegation. Once I do 2 lines of the green, I will go 2 lines of the red, 2 lines of the gold, and back to the 2 lines of green. So, I still love this one. I am absolutely going to finish it. I don't know how well the variegation is showing up. This might be able to show it a little bit better, but there is some good variegation in the floss here. And for those of you that want to know, I am stitching this on 28 count Lugana Caramel Macchiato by Fabrics by. It's a beautiful fabric. I really do enjoy stitching on it. Okay, let's go. Now I have 3 new starts, and 2 are by Sweet Wing Studio. The first one is Comfort and Joy. And let me show you my progress on this. So you can see here, I've got the top border done, some of the Christmas ornaments, the trees, and one of the houses. I am stitching this on the called for fabric, 32 counts, Morning Mint Lugana by Atomic Ranch Fabrics. And I'm using the called for colors. I'm using the fancy flosses, and I think I might be using one DMC, but for most of the colors, I am using the fancy floss. I know I told you guys I was waiting for this Atomic Ranch fabric to come in, and I'll have some more to show you in my haul, but really enjoying the stitch this fabric. It's my first time stitching on Atomic Ranch. I can't wait to stitch on the other pieces that I've gotten. I will definitely be putting in another order with them for some fabric. Also, this needle minder is from Primrose Cottage from their, I think it was the free pattern Friday this was the little goodie that came with it. So I will continue to stitch on this. There's not much more to go. I know I'll have the words comfort and joy, and then the bottom border, 2 more houses. And I can't wait to see this one fully stitched up. My next new start is also by Sweet Wing Studio. It is Merry, Cozy, and Jolly. And let me show you my progress on it. I did use a different fabric. I am using a 16 count. Ooh, I'll have to go back and look what fabric this is. This is one of the fabrics that was gifted to me by my mom's friend, Patty. And it is a 16 count, and there is some sparkle to it. It's just the name is escaping me at the moment. I am using DMC to just DMC across. It is called for fancy floss. I'm using DMC. The called for fabric is 36 count aqua linen by Zweigart. So if you see there is not too much more to go. What I did last night is I just put in a few of these, the stocking, the little leaf, and the star, and then I went on and worked on something else. So I feel like the little motifs go very quickly, and I can put 1 or 2 of those in and then go on to stitch a little something else. But these colors are gorgeous, and I can't wait to work on this one a little bit more and hopefully get it finished as well. So I got very ambitious with this last start. And honestly, 3 starts for me is a lot. I don't think I feel like I normally don't start 3 things at once. I usually start 1, and then I'll continue working what I'm on and then work that one into the rotation until I finish something, and then I'll bring something in. But I feel like with all of the plans and patterns that I showed you my last 2 videos, there were definitely a couple that really stood out to me that I just couldn't wait to get started, and that was this one. And this is a series. It is the Go Tell It on the Mountain series by the proper stitcher, Annie. And I started the first one. Now, please forgive me. I don't remember who I got this idea from, but I am going to stitch all 3 in one piece. So the picture that I showed you, here you can see it's a little pillow. And so that's the first one, Go Tell It on the Mountain. And then the second one, Over the Hills and Everywhere. Also a little pillow, and then That Jesus Christ is Born. So how Annie stitched them and had them finished were into pillows. I saw on Instagram, I think my mom actually sent it over to me, and then Annie highlighted it on her Instagram page. Someone is stitching all 3, on one piece of fabric. So that's what I have decided to do too. Now, I decided to do something different. I am stitching this not on Lugana. I decided to pull out that buttery goodness piece of Mason fabric that I had bought from the attic last month, and it's 32 count light, and I'm shocked how much I love stitching on this linen. It is absolutely beautiful, and I knew I wanted this stitch to have a vintage look to it, and I think that stitching on this linen is helping doing that. I am still stitching it though with 2 flosses. 2 strands of floss. I am using the Called For Flosses, which is a combination of Classic Colorworks, Weeks Dye Works, and Gentle Arts. And the Called For fabric is a 36 count baklava by Grace Notes Fabrics. I am not there to stitching on 36 yet. I'm really enjoying the 32 counts right now. I will venture out at some point in time, but I'm just not there yet. And this was my start. I actually started this. Let me hold it up here as well. I started this last night and I got the top border in and some of the words. So really enjoyable, and I look forward to adding some more stitches in this one as well. So that's it for my stitching. I know I was expecting a little bit more too, but we do the best that we can, right? Let's see. I think I went through and I gave you all the fabrics, flosses, designers, and my thoughts about each stitch. If you have any questions or any comments, please feel free to leave them below and I will respond to those. So next we're going to hop to haul, and let's slide this over a little bit. Nothing too crazy with haul. I think the most fun thing that I enjoyed was some fabrics that I purchased. So I did get packages from Primrose Cottage. Shout out to the girls. Also from The Missing Stitches, which is an Etsy website, and then the Atomic Ranch Fabrics, which I bought from Rogue Stitching. So let's go through my Primrose haul first. I did get the finishing kit for Coco and Cookie. This was December's Free Pattern Friday. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I will bust that finish out. I also bought Hello Winter, the pattern. And this one is by Katie, the sister Katie of Primrose Cottage. And it came with the DMC. And I did buy 32 counts. It is white petite point. I'm not sure how you say it, but it is a Ghana. So I will stitch this on that fabric and finish it just this way. I will save this for when I finish my Christmas stitching. I also bought from Primrose Cottage a finishing pack or a fat quarter bundle. This is Merry Christmas, My Mind's Eye by Riley Blake Designs. I don't have a very big fabric stash because I'm not a quilter, not yet anyway. And I have quilted some in the past with my mom, but I typically don't do quilting on my own. So I don't have a big stash of quilting fabric. So I am starting to collect some. I figured these also would be great for all my Christmas stitching finishes. So I added that to my stash. I also went ahead, and I'm not going to show the goodie that came with this just in case some people haven't gotten their packages yet, but I went ahead and I ordered the package for the free, thank you, the free pattern Friday from Primrose Cottage. This one is for January, and it's a mix of cottage garden threads, DMC. I chose the 28 count light ash gray fabric to stitch mine on. So I will be starting that as soon as the pattern is released, and which will not be until the first Friday, I believe, of January. So that will be waiting around. And then the last video that the girls of Primrose Cottage posted of this year was just this past Thursday. And they went ahead and Lindsay showed all of her Valentine releases, which I fell in love with a few of them. They are all stitched on the pink blush fabric that Lindsay used last year in their Valentine's Quaker. So I had purchased it and started on stitching on it and loved it. So I thought I would go ahead and I picked up a half yard of the 32 count blush Lugana to go ahead. I would be ready to go stitch some of those Valentine's patterns when they are released, which is, I think, January 2nd. The other fabric that I purchased are new to me, and I'm excited to try them. This fabric is by Those Missing Stitches in the color Rugged Rochester. Now, I'm going to need to go back because I don't remember which Etsy shop I got this from. Originally, I thought the Etsy shop was Those Missing Stitches, but now I can see that's the dyer of the fabric. So I will put in the show notes which Etsy shop I purchased this from. 32 count Lugana. And I'm going to use this in one of my new starts, which I will show you in plans. So we'll just stick that off to the side. Okay, and then I got 2 more pieces of Atomic Ranch in 32 count Lugana. This one is Vanilla Cream. And this one, I'm going to hold them up together. The more yellow one is Mellow Stone. I figure I wanted to order that called for of the more layers for the Sweet Wings Studios pattern that I wanted to start. And my rule of thumb is no fabric travels alone. I had to pick up a little bit more, so that wouldn't be a lonely piece of fabric heading my way. I look forward to stitching on these as well at some point in time. If you haven't tried Atomic Ranch, this again is the Lugana. I haven't tried any of the other ones, linens or Ada's, but it's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So that was really fun. Oh, one more purchase from Primrose Cottage was in their decor section, just a heart. So I can add to my Valentine's vignette that I put throughout the house. So we are moving right along, friends. And what I have left to show you are my plans. We will do plans, and then we will do our giveaway winner, and then we will wrap it up. Since we were just talking about this piece of fabric, Rugged Rochester, I am going to use this fabric to start this pattern by Sweet Wings Studio, Merry Christmas 24. The suggested fabric is 32 count Winter Mint by Atomic Ranch. I couldn't find that on the website for Atomic Ranch, which is Rogue Stitching. I thought this would be good. And then I did get this whole kit from Thread the Needle. I think I showed you this last time, plans and haul. So that is in my plans. I'm going to put a start on this. Actually, might be fun to do on Christmas morning. So that's to come. Other plans that I have is, once again, you're always going to see 12 monthly mini. I still have not stitched December. So I'd like to get a start and a finish on that before the end of the month. And I will still work on the current new starts that I have. They're now officially whips. And so those will be continued to be worked on. And then I brought 2 of my previous whips. These are the first 2 that I'm gonna spend some time stitching on. First one, show you again, is so I'll stitch on this and or pull it out and stitch on it for about a week. Snowballs for sale. And that's so this is part of my plans. And one more plan. Quite a few of you commented on this. I agree. It's absolutely beautiful. And I know when I'll be able to finish it and hang it, it's going to be so worth it. So it is Snow Village. And let's show it on the table cam just because this one has some great stitching. Ah, so much better. Beautiful. Yes, we do have a table cam now and we're playing around with it. So I will come and work down here. What would be really cool is to get this block done and then that center. So that is my plans. And I can't wait to see what progress I make and to come back to you in 2 weeks. Let us go ahead and finish with the winner of our giveaway. So as you recall, the giveaway was for reaching 1,000 subscribers, which I'm completely mind blown about. I feel like that happened very quickly, and you guys have all just been so supportive with following me on Instagram, subscribing and liking on YouTube, and I'm just really having lots of fun with this journey. So our giveaway was the pattern, the Itch to Stitch, with the called for DMC. I haven't pulled them yet, but I will pull them when I get ready to mail them. And our winner is Kathy Dayton 6493. Kathy Dayton 6493. Kathy, congratulations. So excited to have you a part of my Flosstube channel and to be the recipient of my very first giveaway. If you will send me an email, my email address is in the description box below. Send me an email with your mailing address and we will drop this. I say we, means I'll package it up and John will drop it, run it to the post office, and we will drop it in the mail for you. Congratulations. All right, my friends, we've made it through Flosstube number 4. I cannot believe it. I was so excited at one point to be able to look back on this journey and see how far I've come with all of you and just to get to know you better and see how I inspire you, inspire me. Maybe we can grab a puppy for the ending. I know they've been very quiet. I'm sure the puppy cam will make an appearance at some point during this video, but they have just been sleeping on the couch. And just like, subscribe if that is, like, subscribe. Again, if you're inclined to leave a comment, I would love to read it. Look, they're getting haircuts, so next time you see them, they will have fresh dews. And that's it, Flosstube. I wish you a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. May God bless you. May God bless your family. And I will see you very soon. Bye.